Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News Weekend Edition. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and let's get started with a few headlines today. Turned out to be a couple of days later than expected, but Beaufort County Public School students are now officially back to school. And that means it is also the first day of the new cell phone policy in all the schools. That policy requires phones to be turned off and stored in a non-visible location. The only exception is that high school students can use their phones during lunch periods. According to the district office, phones can be taken away for violations of the new policy, with the student getting to pick it up at the end of the day on the first violation. Parents will need to pick it up on subsequent violations. There are medical exceptions, which will be handled on a case-by-case basis. Phones can, however, be used on school buses. Saying goodbye to this week's bad weather means Hilton Head Island can finally say hello to a dozen new fire trucks that have been on order since before Hurricane Matthew. That storm upended the deal to get them here earlier. Then, of course, there was COVID and supply chain delays. But in the coming week, the island will welcome 8 matching pumpers, 2 ladder trucks, and 2 multi-purpose trucks will arrive to replace 14-year-old trucks. The town will pay nearly $12 million for them over 10 years, most of that money coming from hospitality tax revenues. It wasn't that long ago that Beaufort was the center of civilization in Beaufort County. Then Hilton had boomed, then Bluffton exploded, and now it's Port Royal having to manage its speedy growth. Updated census data has Port Royal growing by over 50% in the last 14 years, nearly 15% of that growth happening since 2020. There are now well over 16,000 residents, surpassing Beaufort as the largest town in the county north of the Broad. Hilton Head is still the largest town in the county with nearly 40,000 residents, though Bluffton could surpass that number fairly soon, with a population of over 35,000 and a 27% increase just since 2020. Hilton Head has grown less than 2% a year since 2020. Beaufort is also growing very slowly and now has an estimated 14,000 residents. Port Royal Mayor Kevin Phillips says his town's growth is a good thing, saying if you're not growing, you're dying, but he also says managing that development will provide bold actions to avoid the kind of growth that he sees up and down the South Carolina coast. The town currently has a moratorium on new apartment construction, but not until approving projects that will add over 1,500 housing units in the near future. In a related story, if you thought Bluffton didn't have much more room for growth, a new neighborhood called Midpoint in the New Riverside area of western Bluffton now has approval for over 350 more homes, with sales to begin in September. Pulte is the developer of Midpoint, with homes starting in the $400,000 range. The homes are located off the traffic circle where New Riverside Road crosses May River Road. Construction of 2 of the model homes is already underway. Homes in the neighborhood will be connected by a 5-mile-long walking trail and will range in size from 1,600 to 3,800 square feet. And Hampton County Police Chief Perry McElhaney had to know better, but he did it anyway, and now he's been charged with third-degree assault and battery in his own county. What did he do? He tried to cut down a tree with a chainsaw. Sounds innocent enough, but that's where things get a little bit tricky. You see, there was a deer hunter still in the tree. The State Law Enforcement Division says the hunter paid McElhaney's next-door neighbor $500 for access to the tree. McElhaney accused the man of trespassing and then went to get his chainsaw. He was unsuccessful in taking down the tree, and the hunter got the whole episode on camera. So McElhaney now faces a fine of less than $500 or a prison sentence of under 30 days, or both. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now it's time for our Lowcountry Crawl Spaces weather with Maria Soden.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so taking a look ahead, we are going to see the return of thunderstorms and showers scattered throughout our days and possibly going into the evenings as we get through the rest of this week and going into next week. So taking a look at Saturday, it's going to be cloudy with a thunderstorm in the afternoon, but that one should be clearing up by the evening. Hilton's of a high 89, a low 78. Bluffton's of a high 91, a low 77. And Beaufort's of a high 91 and a low 78. Come Sunday, it's supposed to be sunny to partly cloudy, again with a thunderstorm rolling in into the afternoon, but again, it should be clearing up by the evening. Hilton is of a high 90, a low 78. Bluffton's of a high 91, a low 77. And Beaufort's of a high 91 and a low 78. The sunrise for this weekend is going to be at 6:43 and sunset's going to be at 8:12. Taking a look at the tides, Saturday low tide's going to be at 8:49 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 1:54 p.m. And then come Sunday, low tide's going to be at 9:32 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 2:40 p.m. Taking a look into next week, Monday it's going to be cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon and possibly going into the evening. Highs be in the 90s, lows in the upper 70s. Then come Tuesday, it's going to be cloudy, again with scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon, but these ones should be clearing up by the evening. Highs be in the 90s, lows in the upper 70s. And then come Wednesday, we're going to see thunderstorms in the morning, but they should be clearing up by the afternoon and it's supposed to stay clear into the evening. Highs will be in the upper 80s, lows in the upper 70s. That's it for your Lowcountry Crawl Spaces weather. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. And we're going to take a quick break, but there's a lot more to come, so don't go away.